What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, our competition entry. This is the Smith & Parker Outlaw, the Virtual Mechanic Dragster Edition. 196, just under 1,000 kilometers on this one. We got it from the Bad Auction House, and it is all less than 35%. Terrible, terrible condition. I've definitely seen a lot worse in my time. Did we get a good deal on this one? We did. 12,869 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 18,400, making 5,531. Not too bad at all from the Smith & Parker Outlaw. The engine in this one today is the 2-carb overhead valve supercharged V8, pushing out 576 horsepower from the factory. We will be adding performance parts to this, making this one incredible, and hopefully getting some good times down the drag strip. We have now filled up our speeder board. We will be losing somebody today. Obviously, it's the Satsuma amp from the very last episode with only a 13.067 for the quarter mile. I'm hoping we can definitely quite easily beat that today. I'm hoping to get somewhere up here if we can. That would be good. Below 7th would be nice. If we can get there, I'd be happy with that. We shall see by the end of today's video. This is awesome. Obviously, it is for the Discord competition. All the winners do end up on my pinboard. Also, on the Discord channel, there is the Hall of Fame for the competition. But all the previous winners are sat there as well, looking pretty. Come and join us on Discord. Link in the description below. Take part in the competition. You've got until the end of today to design something, but we will be starting a new one running from Friday, when the winner of this one is announced. Will it be us with our Smith & Parker Outlaw? Well, we've got to get it built first, so let's crack on and let's get this one over to the car wash and get it all cleaned up. Here we are at the car wash with the Smith & Parker Outlaw. We can see it's got a flame livery on it at the moment, but let's get it cleaned and let's see what else is going on. It looks very salmon pink with grey flames, I'm going to say. That is definitely a bit of a pink with some grey flames on there. Sort of what we're going with, not the pink. We will see a bit later on. I've got a livery designed. It is nothing fancy today. Let's get the interior done, get it back on the lift, get what little of that engine is left ripped out, and then start stripping everything else down. I do love a hot rod. The Outlaw is up in the air. Let's get underneath and check for that oil pan. There is no oil pan, so let's just crack on. In fact, there's not really a lot. Let's just get rid of these front exhaust sections here. Out you come. Then we'll get rid of this drive shaft. Not badly lined up, not perfect. But sometimes you have to deal with these things when you're building a config. There we go. Do we have a starter? We don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add that to my basket now so we don't miss out on it. There we go. And let's get this gearbox out. Just the one rusty bolt in there. Not too bad at all. Out you come. Then we should be able to rip that out. We do have a little bit of bonus features up here inside this radiator grill at the front. We've got 2 large intercoolers and a small intercooler as well. Should we grab them now? In fact, let's just grab them now, get these out of the way. There we go. And now let's get this engine block ripped out of here. Back down onto the ground you go. And let's go grab the engine crane. Over you come. And let's see if we can get this out. There's not much to it, so I imagine it should be. There we go. Nice and easy. What have we got in the engine bay today then? Well, straight away, we've got the ECU Type B. We do have a power steering reservoir that we are missing, a fuse box that we're missing, a brake servo that we're also missing. What have we got? That's part of the engine. That's part of the engine. That's all the engine. We've obviously just taken all of them out. So not much in the front of the engine bay for this one. Down the back here, we've got a battery that's also missing. And we're missing the fuel tank and fuel pump as well. And not too bad. The only one thing we need to get out of the engine bay today is the ECU. Everything else is missing, so not too bad. Let's just get down and get a wheel off and see what we've got going on underneath here. Out you come. Nice and easy. What have we got? So it is a double wishbone. Nice. We've got the shock there. We've got the sway bar end link. We've got the inner and outer tie rod. No central cross member on this one. We don't need it. It's not there. These all bolt to the frame. I did air quotations there. You can't see, but I did them. We also have the hubcap and a bearing in there as well. Fantastic. On the other side, and very zoomed in, both the inner and outer tie rod are there. The bearing and the hubcap are there as well. And we've got the sway bar end link. All looking complete in there. Fantastic. Let's jump down the back and see what we've got going on down here. Out you come. What have we got? Oh, just the normal coil spring rear drive axle. We've got both the U-bolts, we've got the plate, we've got the bushing, we've got the full spring, and we've got the shock there. That is all looking complete to me. Drum brakes at the back. I didn't change them to discs. I didn't feel it was necessary. We're all about going forward in a straight line, not coming to a comfortable stop. The other side, both the U-bolts, the plate, the bushing, the spring, and the shock. That's all there as well. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to crack on and get the rest of this all stripped down, ready to go. And then we're going to strip the engine, come back, sort out all the bodywork, plus a load of bonus parts we've got for this one today. This is a very custom build. It looks pretty awesome. And then we'll get this one over to the paint shop and get the shiny new livery on this one today. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on the beautiful Smith & Parker Outlaw. But we need to sort all of this bodywork out first, so let's start stripping it down. I have got a few bits removed, and I can't remember what's meant to be body and what's not. So out with the tour, out with the windshield. There's a window there, nothing back here. The trunk is missing. We got tail lights. Out you come and out you come. Were they two different tail lights? I don't know. Out with the rear window, out with the body window. No door on that side. So that should be everything. Let's just get in and get the interior out. Out you come, out with the seats and the steering wheel there. There we go. And now let's double check if we have got everything. 1%, that's a good sign. And nothing on there. So we have got everything. I don't know why it always come out of there. What are we looking at? 33%, and I paid 12, nearly 13 for it. So I'm going to say, I don't think this is going to sell for overly a lot. I'm going to say 750. 1250. Still can't get that right. Smith & Parker Outlaw is a very easy one to build. You only have body parts in the body workstation. The main and normal one, we are missing quite a bit from ours. For example, we don't have front bumpers. We don't have the front fenders. We don't have the hood. We don't have the front headlights. We don't have the mirrors. And I'm pretty confident we don't have the rear bumper either. So we're not really missing too much from this one. That's all you can get. There are no performance or tuning body parts. As you can see, it doesn't show up in here at all. So no additional body parts. So I'm going to get this one all back together, get everything I need, including all the bonus parts. And then we'll head over to the paint shop to check out the livery I've created for this one today. Time to get this little Outlaw all back together. Let's just start reassembling. The only part I managed to keep was the front left door. There we go. New windshield in, new windows all the way around. Round we go, round we go. Brand new trunk in there. Obviously, we got new tail lights as well. On you go, on you go. Brand new door on this side, and then new windows in here. And that's almost all of it for the body. I've stripped quite a lot off. This piece is missing. This piece is missing. This piece is missing. There's a front bumper there missing. There's a rear bumper here missing. So we haven't got all of this one all together. So let's just carry on. A rear license plate, in you go. VM plates as usual. Just says Outlaw on it. Liking that. Let's crack on and let's get the interior in. In we go. I've swapped the steering wheel out to steering wheel 7. I just think it looks better. And obviously, I've just gone for my normal Nismo seats. This is a drag racer, so it's got to be strapped in there. And then we come to, well, we'll just double check we've got all of this first. 100%, 100%, 100%. Absolutely fantastic. Now we've got lots of bonus parts to get on. So let's crack on with this. If I just throw this piece on here, this is meant to be the light bar at the front there. There we go. Then we've got a bonus part here, which is this active aero, which is just to support some stuff a little bit later on. In you go, and in you go there. One of the reasons I can't release it is that these parts here aren't available to everybody, and also I've messed up with the exhaust. Pitting on it and exhaust isn't available in-game, so we'll come to that one a little bit later on. If we move further around, we go to the trunk here. I'm going to throw this in. This is a NOS canister in the trunk. Out we go. Open that one up. Just sits in on the side there, looking pretty cool. Let's carry on. I forgot which mode to go into there. Into the, we'll go here. These bonus parts are e-brake, which show up as a Christmas tree for some reason. I don't know why. They're sticking out there. These are going to be the support struts for the exhaust. We will throw it on just so you can see it. On we go. Let's just put these on. These are obviously going to have to come back off because they can only go on when the exhausts are all in. Comes out through the framework, goes down here and is bolted to the frame just there. On we go. We'll get the other one on just so we can get them all on. In you go there. And then if we go up towards the inside, although I can't really get in, down here is another e-brake. In we go. And then I've got the original dials covered by some fancy new ones. I can't remember what needs to go where, so let's just put them on, and that one does not go there. I know that. Out you are. I can't get it now. Oh, no. Now it's stuck. Can I get it, or did it just go to the wrong mode? No, I can. I just can't actually get it, so I'm going to have to play around with this for a minute. Let's just get the other ones in, as I can't get them out for the minute. Then we got a new boost gauge, and then we've also got a new oil pressure gauge. But they're all in the wrong spots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this car outside, jump inside, we'll get this door open, and then start maneuvering them from there, get them into the right positions. Then we'll check it out right after we go over to the paint shop. Well, here we are in the paint shop. I'm about to get this beast painted. I just wanted to quickly show you the new gauges in there, looking lovely, along with that e-brake inside there, looking pretty sweet. I'm going to take a few of these pieces off. This exhaust doesn't want to be painted. This frame rail doesn't want to be painted here. Same on the other side. Then we'll get it painted, and then I'll show you what I've done with the rest of these pieces and the colours we're going to pick a little bit later on. Here it is then, all finished in our drag racing livery. We've got the standard flames in a black on there, with a bit of black trimming up there and black trim around the front grille as well. With the VM Drag Racing on the side with a little YouTube logo, plus down the back here, all the normal sponsor logos. And then we've got some in-game sponsor stuff. The Dino Star, which is the company that provides the in-game Dino machine. Spraygurt, which is the spray booth we're currently in. Ferrente, I can't remember. But the Raffles is a tyre manufacturer in game, so we're going to be using some fresh tyres. Absolutely love that. I think it looks pretty cool. Nothing overly special, just a few little added bits on it today. Side pipes are in black there, along with the connections in black. And if we jump round to here, and we open this one up, the NOS canisters in a yellow, matching the body. And if we also go around to nip inside, let's just jump in the seat. We've got the new added gauges over the top, all in that yellow, along with our lovely little e-brake in yellow as well. Going to do something with the steering wheel and the seats, just not sure yet. Probably going to be a yellow, as you can imagine. Looking pretty sweet. The engine itself is definitely going to be a black and yellow, along with the suspension. I'm just not sure which pieces are going to be which. I'm thinking the scoop on the top, the hood scoop, whatever you want to call it, is going to be black. Then the supercharger yellow, but I'm not sure about the rest of it yet. That's just something I've got in my head. Haven't tried painting it at all yet. I've only worked on the livery. So let's crack on with that. I need to get loads of bits painted and then start getting this one all back together, back on the lift. Although I am going to retake these exhausts off just because they don't actually fit it right now. We'll put them back on a little bit later on. There we go. I shall see you in a bit. That's everything painted, ready to go back on our beautiful little Outlaw. Loving this. Let's just get started. First thing we're going to start with is we're going to throw some freshly painted interior back in there. You can see the Nismo seats with the yellow inserts and the steering wheel with the yellow surround. That's looking pretty sweet in there. Quite pleased with that. Let's get you back up in the air, though. We need to get all this suspension back together, starting with the shocks. Yellow shock at the front, black spring, and a black cap on there. Looking pretty sweet. Let's get over. Let's jump in. Let's get this back together. So starting off with the sway bar, we've got that one in a yellow. We've also got the steering rack in a yellow there as well. Looking sweet with the inner tie rod in a black. Front steering knuckle in a yellow to go against that with the outer tie rod also in a black there. Looking pretty good. Lower suspension arm also in black. There we go. And then the upper suspension arms in yellow, not black. There we go. In there, looking fantastic. You'll see why in a minute. There's like black frame rails in here that attaches to, and the support piece that I've put in there is yellow, and that attaches to that. So that should look pretty awesome. In with that shock, black and yellow alternating, and then we've got the black sway bar end link there. Couldn't make that one yellow without it being gold, so it just went black. Front axle knuckle cover in the yellow, and then we've got the front wheel hub in black. On you go. Little hub bearing in there, and we've got the brake disc. Hubcap also in a yellow, and then we got brake pads. And then the brake calipers are chromed, just chrome black today. Hopefully we'll be able to see them a little bit later on. Before we move down the back, large intercoolers. I kind of wanted these yellow, but they just turned out gold because of their material, which was a bit of a shame. So we went black on all of the intercoolers under the grille there. If we just step away, you can't really see them through the grille, but to me that looks like the newer style BMW grille hidden in the side of a grille there. Plus, you can see you got the yellow into the yellow, the black onto the black on there. Looking pretty good. Let's jump down the back and get the rear end all together. Solid rear drive axle in a yellow. Then we got the the rear shock in a yellow with the spring in a black and the spring cap in a black. Sorry, the actual spring in a yellow with the shock absorber cap in a black there. Solid axle control arm also in a black with a yellow leaf spring plate, and then some black leaf springs as we go in there. Leaf springs, U-bolts. They're not leaf springs, they're U-bolts. We'll get them in the black anyway. Rubber bushing, in you go. The only one I need to really remember. Then the knuckle is in a black. The knuckle hub is in a yellow with the solid rear drive axle in a black there. On you go. Let's just get the rest of this brake system all together. In with the shoes. And then on with the drum, which is in a chrome black, the same black as the front brake up there. Although this is the drum and that's the caliper. That's looking pretty sweet, though, in the black and the yellow. We'll jump up here. We'll just get this fuel tank in you go. And the fuel pump in there as well, just in yellow. Can I put the battery in? I can, which means I don't need to jump down the back. Awesome. I'm going to get the rest of the suspension all finished off. Then we'll jump on and get that engine bay sorted before we go and build that beautiful supercharged V8. Black and yellow. Can't go wrong. Looks so good in black and yellow. I honestly can't get over how good that looks. These are a little bit too yellow for me. I may change them to black, but they're probably going to stay yellow. I think they'll still look pretty sweet. This might be a little bit too much, but this front end, it just all looks incredible. I'm very pleased with it. But let's get on and get this very small engine bay all sorted out. Brake servo, in you go. ECU Type B, Stage 3, in you go. And the power steering reservoir just in there. Fuse box base in a black. Didn't want to put yellow on it. It sits on a yellow wall, so we'll go with the black. And let's just get this filled in. It's a very, very small one. And then we'll go and build that supercharged V8. In you go. In you go. And then last piece on top there. In you go. That's all of the engine bay all sorted. If we step away, you can see it's all on that yellow wall. It's all pretty dark and black. So I'm quite pleased with that. Looking pretty good. Next up, though, we're going to go and build that insane V8 supercharged engine. Hopefully, it's going to look awesome. It's very black and yellow. Time to get this supercharged V8 all back together. Already got the block, oil pan, clutch setup, and all of the pistons in there, all sorted. The block and oil pan, both in black. Let's just get on with it. This one does need a camshaft underneath. You can put it in from underneath or from the top there. Then we got a cam gear and a lovely little timing chain. If I could click on it, there we go. Timing chain in there with the timing cover in the yellow. First splash of yellow on this beautiful engine. Let's get going. We go around to here. The oil filter is in a black and yellow. I think that looks really cool on there. Ignition coil is just what it is. And the fuel filter in a lovely yellow just there. We go to the power steering pump. We've also got that one in yellow, looking pretty good. But the alternator wouldn't go yellow without looking gold. So sadly, it just went black today. Crankshaft pulley in a black, looking good. Water pump also in a black there on the yellow timing cover, with the supercharger water pump pulley also in a black. Serpentine belt in a black, and that's all we can do for the front end for the minute. Let's move on up. Ignition distributor in a yellow, rotor in you go, and then the cap in a black, with the little clips also in a black there, just to finish that piece off. They would like to go gold. I'd have to do them in a solid yellow, and it would have been a slightly different colour, which was a bit of a shame. Engine head, in you go. These are just black on black on black all the way through. They wouldn't take the yellow without going gold on the outside again, so they just had to go a black on black. Now in here, we've got valve push rods to throw in. We've also got rocker arms to throw in here as well, and we've got to get that other engine head on, along with all of the spark plugs. So I'm going to crack on with all of that, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. That's all the push rods and rocker arms in and ready to go. I haven't done the spark plugs yet, so we'll just quickly nip around and get these all in. In you go, and in you go. We'll get that engine head cover on in a lovely yellow on top, all bolted down, ready to go. Let's just jump around the other side and get that to the same place. In we go. If I could click on the spark plugs. On we go, and in you go there, along with the other engine head cover on, ready to get this engine all finished off. In you go. Right, so let's move on with it then. So we've got the supercharger intake manifold in a black there. Let's get you all bolted down. Then we've got the supercharger on top in a yellow, looking absolutely fantastic on there. Really pleased with that. Then the 4-barrel carburetors in black, just to finish that off, looking pretty sweet. In you go, and in you go there. Then we got the scoop air filters. Now, I wanted these yellow, but they wouldn't go yellow. They only went gold. So we'll put them on in the gold. Not much of it shows, but this was chrome, and I didn't want that piece of chrome showing. So we changed it to yellow. There you go. And it's come out gold, but you won't ever notice that there's a little bit of gold just stuck in there. Ignition wires, on you go, in the yellow, looking good. Then we got the supercharger serpentine belt in a black, and the other serpentine belt just in a black there, with a yellow radiator fan just on the front to finish that off, looking pretty awesome. And then we'll get the exhaust manifolds on. These are just in black, looking pretty good. The lower half of this engine is incredibly black, with a tiny splash of yellow on this side. And if we go around to this side, incredibly black, with another tiny splash of yellow just down here with that lovely little power steering pump. Let's get this all bolted up. That should all be finished now. Let's just have a spin around to make sure we have got everything. It does look like we have. So I'm going to grab some pictures and then we'll get this beast dropped into the Outlaw. Nearly at the end with the Smith & Parker Outlaw. Just need to get this beast of an engine dropped in there. Hopefully going to look pretty incredible on that black and yellow body. I'm loving this one. It looks absolutely fantastic. Not sure if I'll win the competition, but it's a cool one nonetheless. And that engine looks fantastic with the flame black coming off of the scoop on the top there. Looking beautiful. Black and yellow in there. I am loving this. It looks absolutely fantastic. Let's go up in the air. We got a few pieces left to go. I'll save the exhaust until we're outside so we can see them in their full glory against the wheels. Gearbox in you go, just in a black on black for the gearbox there, looking pretty good. Starter itself in a yellow, there we go. And then we've got these two front exhaust sections, both in black. Now, one of the other reasons I can't release this is that this exhaust, I've managed to accidentally find another one that isn't actually in the game as of yet. You can find it, obviously, in the car editor, but you can't buy it in any of the shops in the game. Bit of a shame, which also means this one's not tuning parts. They are just normal. Hence why I won't actually be able to release this one for you all to play around with. I do apologise. Hopefully, if these exhaust pieces ever get added into the game, we'll be able to do something a little bit with these side pieces that you can't get hold of. Maybe I'll change them to the e-brake stuff so that you can. There we go. Drive shaft in the black. That's about it. I'm going to get some wheels built. I'm going to get all the liquids topped up. I say all, just the 3 containers, the engine, the brake servo, and the power steering reservoir. And then we'll get them exhausts on outside, and we'll have this car all finished, looking absolutely incredible. At least I hope so. Here we are, almost finished with the Smith & Parker Outlaw. Just a couple of pieces left to go. We've got to get these side pipe exhausts on, ready. Let's just get them on and see how good they look. One on this side and one on this side. Are they clipping? No, they're floating just above there, looking good. Rear wheels don't clip. Look at that, looking good. And the exhaust on the other side doesn't clip the floor either. I'm sure it will bounce a little bit when we drive, which is a bit of a shame. But I am absolutely loving this. This is one of my favourite builds to date. Looking absolutely fantastic. Really am enjoying this one. That engine looks absolutely stunning in there. Plus, we got a few bonus parts. Let's just take a look at them. Down the back here, we got a lovely little yellow NOS canister just hiding in the trunk there. And then obviously we got this strut arm here holding our side pipe exhaust in. We've got these two splitter parts, which you can't get, sadly. They're to do with another build. I'll talk about that another time, maybe. Looking fantastic in there as our support struts for our suspension and upper suspension arms there. Looking good. LED light on the front. And then if we jump to the inside very quickly, we've also got an e-brake handle in here. Plus, we've swapped the 3 dials, as you can see there, to 3 newer style dials. Looking awesome. These rims, these are the modern 3C rims. Looking pretty good. I've got 2 different types of wheel on. I've got the retro wheels at the front here with the white striping that I've painted yellow. And down the back, we've got the Slick C's with the whole shot logo on them. So the rims themselves, this is a 17-inch rim at the front here with a 215 width and a 65 profile on there. Sorry, from there out, looking pretty good. Down the back, these are monster wheels. These are a 21-inch rim. They have ET of 50 on them to bring them out away from the body just a little bit. They are 355 width with a 50 profile on there. They look fantastic. Obviously, the wheel painted yellow for the writing. And then these 2 tones with the black on the outside and the yellow on the inside. And then our brakes black on the inside as well. Looking absolutely stunning there. I am very, very pleased with this one. Also, you've got these intercoolers at the front in black. Looking very much like a modern BMW grille. Just getting bigger and bigger upwards. Let's jump inside. We've already seen the interior. It looks fantastic. Let's get this one started and see what it sounds like. We've all heard the supercharged V8 before. We don't really need to do this, but it sounds pretty good. So let's give it some gas. Very mean sounding engine there. Also like all the little switches we have on the dash. One of them is definitely for the NOS. Let's get this one onto the dyno though. See what its drag rating is and see what horsepower we've got out of it today. Here we are then on the dyno with the Smith & Parker Outlaw Virtual Mechanic Dragster Edition with a supercharged V8 engine in it. We've added all the performance parts apart from the exhaust today. How much are we going to put it up to and what's our drag rating A gain of 616 horsepower, 107%. That's pretty good. Putting our measured horsepower at 1,192 now, with a drag rating of a 999. Back to where it should be. Sorry, Satsuma Ramp, you just weren't quite good enough for the drag strip, I'm afraid. You were a cool build, I loved you, but not quite ready for the drag strip. This is the tune we've got today. Let's have a look at the gearbox tuning setup over here. I've gone for a 2.7 ratio, 98 kilometers an hour in first gear, 364 kilometers an hour in fourth gear there. Our ECU is fully tuned along with both carburetors as well. We got about as much as we can out of this Smith & Parker Outlaw. So let's head over to the drag strip, enter a tournament, and see if we can win. Here we are then, back at the Juneway Stripe Raceway for the drag strip, ready to go with our Smith & Parker Outlaw, the Virtual Mechanic Dragster Edition. We're in A-Class, 1 mile, 1,000 entry fee. Let's go. What's our first race? Against the Ford F100 drag. What have we got up here? French Toast is in the Ford Mustang drag car. I like that. Who else? We got King Slowpoke in the McLaren F1 wide body. That'll be a hard challenge. Who else have we got? That looks to be it. So let's jump in with our first race and the Ford F100. That drag edition Ford F100 looks absolutely insane, all blacked out there with its wheelie bars. But let's jump in and see if we can beat it. Let's go. Off the line. Come on, into second. We can do this. Win our first race. Into third. Let's go. We just need to change into fourth, and then no more gear changes for us today. Well, not today, for this race at least. Are we in the lead? It does look like it. I can't see that F100 anywhere. What are we going to cross the line at? Oh, no, are we going to stay in the lead? Looks like we're going to stay in the lead, crossing the line at 3:55. Well, there we go. We managed to beat it only just by about a second to the quarter of a mile. 9.010 at 269 versus 9.909 at 259. And then at the 1 mile, 22.243 from us for a 22.322 from the F100. That was close. 355 kilometers an hour from us. 398 from the F100 pickup. I'm glad we managed to win, though. Let's get on to the next one. Well, just French Toast and us made it through into the next round. French Toast is against the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker Stealth Edition, and we are against the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker Drag Edition. So let's jump into it. Race number 2 against the Stealth Edition Hot Wheels Bone Shaker. 2 retro hot rods sat on the line, ready to go. Let's jump back inside. Let's get this one going. Come on, off the line. We managed to not jump the lights. Into second. We can do this. Come on, into third. We can beat that Bone Shaker. I don't want to lose this one. Into fourth. Doing all right. We're still in the lead. I can't see that Bone Shaker anywhere. Pretty hard out that rear quarter window there, but never mind. Are we going to get better speed than last time? Let's find out. Let's get over the line. Well, we did better that time, or at least better versus our opponent. Slightly slower at the quarter of a mile with a 9.023. 22.269, slightly slower again to the 1 mile, but the same at top speed. Not too bad. I mean, we did quite well against the Bone Shaker. Still finished with a higher top speed than us, but we managed to get the win. Let's jump into the next one. Well, French Toast is still in it. We could make it to the final against the Ford Mustang drag car versus French Toast. He's got the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker Stealth, which we just demolished. And we've got the Ford Mustang RTR Unicorn version 3. Let's get into it. The V3 Unicorn might be quite a bit of a challenge, but our Virtual Mechanic Dragster is definitely going to win this one, he says. Let's get going and let's start it. Come on, off the line. A little bit of a slow start, I feel there. Into second, into third. Where is the Unicorn? Still behind us. I'm happy with that. Into fourth. Looks like we might take this win as long as he doesn't catch up. Please don't catch up. I want to win. I want to be in the final. I'm hoping French Toast made it as well. Let's get up there. Let's get across the line. Let's go. That's our slowest one today at 9.066. Still very, very fast versus a 9.504. Almost half a second faster. Pretty good. And a 22.305 to the 1 mile versus a 23.100. Still at 355. Opponent at 326. We're into the final. Who are we up against? We're up against French Toast. We both made it to the final. Welcome, French Toast. Nice to give you as an opponent with your Ford Mustang drag car. We're going to demolish you with our Virtual Mechanic Dragster. Well, here we are then. A final boss against French Toast in the Ford Mustang Drag Edition looking absolutely sweet. I love the look of that. But let's get started. We need to win this one. I can't lose to French Toast. Let's go. Off the line. At least we didn't jump the lights into second. Come on, we can do this. Into third. Where are you, French? You're behind us. Thank you, French Toast. You're going to lose this one gracefully for beating me with the FTE so many times. Can we stay in the lead? Hopefully. Come on, little Smith & Parker Outlaw. You can do it. We're going to win this one. And across the line. Well, there we have it. We won the final against French Toast in the Ford Mustang, a drag edition, with an incredible, our fastest quarter of a mile today at 9.005. Pretty good there. And the 1 mile at 22.265. Not quite our quickest today. Our quickest was 22.243. Same top speed though, but this is the fastest quarter of a mile time. So this one is what will be going on the speederboard. Sorry, French Toast. Your Mustang beat everything else, but not us today. There we have it. There's our payment, 11,250. Thank you, French Toast, for losing the final race to us. Much appreciated. Let's head back to the shop, check out the last things on the Smith & Parker Outlaw, and see what we got coming up next. There we have it, the Smith & Parker Outlaw Virtual Mechanic Dragster Edition, in at number 6 on the speederboard. Sadly, knocking off the Satsuma amp. Didn't think he would last very long. Anyway, 1,192 horsepower and 9.005 to the quarter a mile, 22.265 to 1 mile at a top speed of 355 kilometers an hour, which is an equivalent of 220 miles per hour, same as the 370Z. Just couldn't quite get there as fast. Pretty epic. Now we're getting it all filled out. We're going to have to say goodbye to some other stuff soon, depending on whether it can beat the Nissan 370. We'll find out. Let's go back outside to the Smith & Parker Outlaw. We know it's our competition entry. We're not going to say goodbye to this one. We're definitely keeping it because it looks absolutely incredible. I am very, very pleased with this. Do let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But let's jump into some facts and figures about our beautiful Smith & Parker Outlaw. Oh, as you would know, if you stuck around for long enough at the beginning, I bought the car for $12,869, and I could make a profit there and then of $5,531 if we'd sold it, but we didn't. We obviously worked on it, painted it, upgraded loads of parts as much as we possibly could, spending $63,660 to get this one to where it is today, putting our total spend at $76,529. Quite a lot in all honesty, but we've got a lot of bonus parts. In fact, there's 12 bonus parts on this in total. LED light bar at the front, some support sections here, the whole exhaust section, all the dials on the inside, the e-brake, the clamps to hold the e-brake, the exhaust on here, and then a NOS can in the trunk as well. There are lots and lots of bonus parts on this, plus a few additional things. It's been a lot of fun. Can we make a profit from this one? Let's find out. All 100% complete. Still just under 196,000 kilometers. Barely any testing needed with this one at all today. And obviously now with that engine ramped up to 1,192 horsepower. A gain of 107%. But can we make a profit? Yes! 76,529 was our total spend. And we can sell it for 139,016. Leaving us with a profit of 62,487. We're obviously not going to sell this one. It's awesome. We're definitely keeping it. Plus, there's the profit from the drag racing. Obviously, we paid 1,000 to enter, got 11,250, leaving us 10,250 profit. So, in fact, our actual profit from this car, if we sold it, would be 72,737. But we're not. So, our actual profit is 0. But there we go. We did make 10,250 from the drag racing, but we did spend 63,660 upgrading this car. But that's it. All finished with the Smith & Parker Outlaw. Don't forget to come and join us over on Discord. Come and vote for your favourite car in the competition. This competition was just build your best drag vehicle mods, DLC, base game car, whatever you wanted. Definitely was a lot of fun. There's some cool entries in there. So go in there, get yourself in, link in the description below, and vote for your favourite. I've already covered that I can't share this car on the Steam Workshop. Sadly, at the moment, there's a few parts that technically aren't in the game, so that's impossible. But what have we got up next? Well, we're back to another relatively new mod. This is the Audi R8. I absolutely love this. This is the Liberty Walk Edition. Made by Lit. This one is absolutely fantastic. You see the frame down at 6%, but everything else isn't too bad. We did get it from the nicer side of the auction house, but it's still in awful condition. What engine have we got in there? A V10 MT8 engine with 509 factory horsepower. And did we get a good deal? We did 34,983. Could sell it for 36,830, making a profit of 1,847 before we even start. Absolutely incredible. What a beautiful wide body Audi R8. I cannot wait to get stuck into this one. It's going to be a lot of fun, but that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. Please consider subscribing if you can. I'd love to get to 500 subscribers by the new year. It's a bit of a challenge in a little under or around a month to go, but if we can do it, it would be absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're getting up to, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.